This is the first student-led live broadcast in the nation, bringing you the best stories and sports since 1970. We are CHS Today.
Good morning, Spartan Nation, and welcome to today's newscast. I'm Caden.
And I'm Landon.
And now it's time for CHS Today. In today's top story, a deadly E. coli breakout has affected 15 states, and the FDA chose not to publicize it. The outbreak is linked to romaine lettuce and has killed one person and sickened at least 88 others, including a 9-year-old boy that almost died of kidney failure. The FDA indicated in February that they closed the investigation without saying what happened or what companies were responsible for the outbreak. They are not required to say anything, but they did say that people should be more careful about what they choose to buy. The FDA is still working behind the scenes with the people responsible to try to stop any more people from getting sick.
In our next top story, Spanish police uncovered an illegal underground shooting range last night. The range was found under a home in southern province of Granada. Officers said neighbors could not hear guns being fired because the range was 3 floors below the ground. 3 people have been arrested. Several weapons were seized and more than $68,000 in cash were recovered during the operation.
Herff Jones will have extra cap and gowns with them next Thursday. Seniors can order directly from them in person that day. Students must pay with cash, check, or credit card. No Apple Pay, American Express, Zelle, or Venmo. The price for cap and gowns are $39. The CHS ordering website will remain all the way through the month of May.
You should have noticed an email with a link to sign up for Spartan Service Day this week, but some things have changed this year. Here's Ms. Combs with all of the updates.
Spartan Service Day this year is going to be Wednesday, May 7th. There have been some major changes to it, so I wanted to come on here and explain what was going on. So this year, we are going to do this 1st through 6th period. There will be sessions here at school, and then we also will have community service projects that you guys will be able to do if you are a freshman, sophomore. This year, another change is juniors will actually have a choice. So they can either go out into the community and do service projects, or they can stay here and do what we call adulting sessions. So taking classes on banking, loans. We're also going to offer self-defense. We're going to offer CPR certification and a lot of different things. I think there's like 21 different sessions that you can choose from. The community service projects, most of them are at schools, but we also have some downtown and at various like Man Love Park. There's about 14 locations. So this year it is mandatory for students to participate because it's a fantastic way to give back to your community and learn some stuff that you typically don't learn here in school that you really need. If you decide to opt out, you will have to have parent signature stating that you're opting out and they don't give permission. And you will have an alternative assessment that or assignment that we'll figure out at a later date. You'll still come to school, you just won't go to your classes. We'll probably have you guys in the cafeteria or somewhere where you're just supervised. Besides that, it's a great thing. Everybody has fun. My kids that always go out in the community service always come back. They're excited. It's nice to get out, and it's usually pretty outside, knock on wood. We had good weather this year. But it's just a really fun day, something different than just sitting at a desk and doing your work. So highly encourage you to sign up. Forms, if you are a WCC student, you will have to get a form signed from your teachers over there. There's forms in the front office. I also have forms in my room at Waterloo 261. And for the field trip permission slips, you have to have one of those. Your English teachers will have them. I also have some as well. If you opt out, you also need a permission slip as well. It'll say community service on it, but it also applies to our sessions. So please feel free if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Prom guest forms are in the front office. You must have the form signed by Mrs. Flum and the principal of the school your guest is from. Please have these passes turned in by the Wednesday before prom.
Prom tickets will go on sale in the bookstore Monday. Tickets are $20 per person.
Prom court self-nomination forms can be picked up from the Fieldhouse office. These forms are due back to the Fieldhouse office by today. Voting is from April 21st to the 23rd. The court will be announced the 25th.
On this day in 1970, with the world anxiously watching, the Apollo 13, a U.S. lunar spacecraft that suffered a severe malfunction on its journey to the moon, landed safely, returned to Earth. The astronauts and mission control were faced with enormous logistical problems in stabilizing the spacecraft and its oxygen supply. Navigation was another problem, and the course was repeatedly corrected with dramatic and untested maneuvers. However, tragedy turned into triumph as the Apollo 13 astronauts touched down safely in the Pacific Ocean.
The academic teams will travel to Richmond this Tuesday for their regional meet. Everyone must report to the cafe on Tuesday by 3:35. The meet will start at 5:30 with fine arts. Every round is scheduled to last around 40 minutes, and there won't be an interdisciplinary round. See any coaches with questions.
Lunch for Monday will be buffalo chicken dip, a spicy chicken sandwich, a walking beef taco, a pepperoni pizza, a strawberry parfait with granola, and a Mexican cheeseburger with fries.
Will our 3-day weekend look nice, Alyssa?
Looks like we might have some rain. At 5 p.m. it's going to be 66 degrees. At 10 p.m. it's going to be 60 degrees. At 7 a.m. it's going to be partly cloudy and 60 degrees. Now on to the 3-day. Friday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 81 and a low of 63. Saturday is going to be storming with a high of 66 and a low of 49. And on Easter Sunday it's going to be a high of 70 and a low of 60 and raining. That's all for weather. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Now on to Kirsten with our Spartan Nation Sports.
Thanks, guys. Yesterday, varsity baseball won 9-3 against Centerville. Colin Good started on the mound for the Spartans, pitching 6 innings and allowed 5 hits and 3 runs. 0 runs earned. In the first inning, Brody Shear's single got the Spartans on board. Then in the second inning, a single by Parker Flanagan and an error helped the Spartans extend their lead early. Then in the third inning, Braden Keller's single scored 1, a fielder's choice scored 1, and an error scored 2. The Spartans are next in action tonight against Franklin County at home. The softball team beat Mount Vernon 8-7. Avery Dungan drove in 4 runs on 2 hits. Jade Green earned the win for the Spartans. She allowed 1 hit over 2 innings. Avery stepped in the circle to help the ladies with 4 strikeouts. The ladies piled up 10 hits on the night, with Taylor Selby going 3 for 3. Spartans are next in action at Richmond today. There will be a high school cheer call-out and parent meeting today starting at 7:30 p.m. This meeting will be held in the CHS cafeteria. Information about tryouts will be given at this time. Please plan to attend. Sports action for tonight is softball at home against Richmond starting at 5:30. Baseball against Franklin County at home starting at 6. Sports action over the 3-day weekend is Friday tennis in Greensburg starting at 10 a.m. Boys golf away starting at 5, and co-ed track and field starting at 5:30, as well as baseball at home starting at 6:30 against Lawrence Central, and Saturday at Silver Creek starting at 2 p.m. That's all for sports. Now back to the desk for birthdays.
Thanks, Kirsten. The only birthday for today is Avery Hurst.
Birthdays over the weekend are Regan DeMont, Emily Moster, Jameson McQuinley, Chloe Keel, Gavin Jones, Silas Lakes, Uriah Oliver, and Walker Smith.
Happy birthday. I'm Caden.
I'm Landon.
I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Alyssa.
And
that's all for CHS today.